Greetings, fans, and welcome to the third edition of the 2018 Jammies.
I'm ready. I'm ready this year.
Oh, he got the green juice.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
I'm ready this year.
He ready.
Yeah, I'm stamina. I'm lasting.
So if you missed part 1 and 2, those were the wrestling ones. So if you're a wrestling fan, go over check part 1 and 2. If you're not a wrestling fan, then stick right here because this is the one for you. This is the pop culture jammies. What we're going to be talking about. We'll be talking about movie of the year, album of the year, TV show of the year, song of the year. So we're going to get into all that. So real quick, GK. Like, what are your thoughts overall on pop culture in 2018?
All right. See, let me just preface by saying this. Like, we are both of Jamaican heritage, Jamaican parentage. We are both born and raised New Yorkers.
Yeah, I'm rocking.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And we are just, we're just two people who, as different as we are, you know what I mean? He's, married to his high school sweetheart, dad, all that, cute daughter, all that stuff. I'm still, I'm me, I work, I'm still in these streets, you know what I mean?
No, he puts it to be like moderate and to be modest. So work. He's the voice of Pizza Hut, ladies and gentlemen. This man is on FBI, CBS, popular show. He's doing guest work. He's doing work in these streets. He's announcing the New York City Marathon. He's doing big things. So this man is a busy man. The biggest accomplishment I had in 2018 was growing out this beard. It took a lot of work. There was a lot of false starts. And I was just like, I think I'm going to give up. But my wife, thank you, baby, she helped me through. She said, keep going. And my job at first didn't like it. They're like, what the hell is this beard thing? But then the customers liked it, so I say, you know what? You can keep it. As long as you're getting customers to give you money, keep that beard. So that's my biggest accomplishment in 2018.
And I'm older than him, and my beard still won't connect. I'm just Patch Adams over here, and this is like 7 weeks of growth. I'm not even rounding up. Like that's just what it is. So, but one thing that we all have in common, no matter how different we all are, where we come from, all that, is that this pop culture thing is that one thing that we all share. We all love music, we all love movies, we all love books, we all love entertainment, we all pay attention to what's going on in the news cycles, on the internet, social media, memes, everything, man. Like that's the one thing we all share. And when people, aliens, other life forms, or whenever the world ends, when they look back at this time, pop culture is our time capsule. Pop culture is our bookmark. Pop culture is our yearbook.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So it may not be the most important thing to our own individual lives, but it is the biggest thing that we all share.
Yeah.
So that is why we feel that it is important and fun
Yes.
to review these things. And we can talk back and forth. Just let us know what you think. Let us know what you think in the comment section or in our Twitter or Instagram handles, GK Williams NYC or
Jules XMW, JULES XMW. I know it's weird, but I like my handle.
There you go, Julian and G.K. podcast. That's all it's about. We're all here together, man. We're all gathered here today to do this thing called life. You know what I mean? We're trying to live our best lives here. You know what I mean? So let's go back and forth on our first category. What is our first category?
Ain't going back and forth with you. Sorry. All right. So first category, we're going to start off by talking about movie of the year. So GK, what was your favorite movie, best movie? 2018.
All right, well, since I'm known for my long preambles leading up to, all right, let me just get y'all started right now. Crack your knuckles, cross your legs. Here we go. Black Panther, next! Woo! Black Panther is my 2018 Jammy for the movie of the year. Let's not even discuss it. It is what it is. Boom, bam, pow. Next. Thank you. Next.
So, yes.
That's it.
Excellent pick.
That's it.
I
won. That's it. That's it. Shut it down. GK
is probably going to win this category, and I'm not going to lie. For the vast majority of the year, Black Panther was my pick. But I saw two other movies, but one other movie that really stuck out to me in 2018 that's not nearly as popular as Black Panther, but I feel just as important. And I think it was a great movie, and it was a movie that finally got this man the type of recognition, this director, the type of recognition that he deserved over a career of amazing work that has been pigeonholed, and people have tried to say different things about him. But this man deserves to be in the conversation with the Scorseses, with the Francis Ford Coppolas, with some of the greatest directors of all time. because he's a master at what he does. And the movie that I felt that put him on the map and that like was just to my favorite movie of 2018, even more so than Black Panther, even though don't get it twisted, Black Panther is still one of my favorite movies of all time because it was just incredible. But I have to give the 2018 Jammy Movie of the Year to Black Klansman directed by Spike Lee, because I just feel like that movie was on like probably Spike Lee's best work since Do the Right Thing, and it's just like the acting in that, the message in it. There's a scene that has like the dude that was in Straight Outta Compton that played Dr. Dre. I forget his real life name, but he was in this and he played Stokely Carmichael. That's one of the best scenes you'll ever see in a movie for like probably the last like 10 years. It's just like the way that he like Spike Lee, yeah, Corey Hawkins. Thank you. Like the way that Spike Lee frames the camera, the way that that Corey Hawkins performs that speech, because he's giving a speech at a Colorado college, and the way that they like frame that whole thing is one of the best scenes you'll see in like the last 10 years in movies. It's just an amazing movie. Like, yes, Black Panther, culturally like significant, like one of the best movies I've ever seen, one of the best movie going experiences I've ever had in my life, to see all these people, not just black people, but people of all different races that came together doing this, like loving the movie. It was an experience. I saw Black Panther in theater 4 times. I'm cheap. I don't like going to a movie more than once. I saw it 4 times in the theater, and then I bought the Blu-ray, and I watched it another 4 times. That's how much I love that movie. But still, I had to give it to Black Klansman just because it's more than anything, it's just to show appreciation of Spike Lee and all the amazing work that he's done, and I'm glad that he's finally getting the recognition he deserves with this amazing movie. So I had to give it to Black Klansman.
All right. I mean, for the record, I wasn't laughing at the movie choice. I was just laughing at the way he said it. Black Klansman. Yeah. But also, you don't even know the story. So, like 2-3 months ago, I auditioned for this Crown Royal commercial like campaign thing where they were looking for black joggers, right?
Yeah.
And the whole scenario was like whoever the main person of the campaign was, like you were supposed to be jogging down the street, like, oh, hey, what's up, bro? I ain't seen you in a minute, and then like but while like you just stop jogging, then you do it, right?
Yeah.
So I do the audition, and then we have callbacks, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the callback is the second audition.
Yeah. So
I go back, and they're like, so I'm like, what time's the callback? They're like 7:30 p.m. I'm like, on a Thursday?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like that. What's with these after hours? Is this gonna be like some casting couch thing? But I go anyway. So I go, and like it's a long line of brothers in jogging gear, and I was not in jogging gear. I was in basketball gear because I had a game at 9:00. Right. So I go in there, and it's a callback. So sometimes the client is in there. That's usually how it works. Yeah. I go in there. There's like 11 people in the room. One of them is Spike Lee.
What?
Because Spike Lee is the director of the whole thing.
What?
And I'm like, I saw that on the call sheet. But I'm like, why the hell would Spike Lee be in the room, like us little dudes for a commercial? You know what I mean? So I go in there, and Spike is sitting there, and he's of course he's wearing all blue and orange.
Yes.
He's wearing all
Knicks all day.
Yeah, Knicks all day, which I appreciate. And he looks at me. He looks me up and down, and he just starts like. Doesn't say nothing. He starts smiling at me, right? And then like everybody else is looking at me like, "Yo, why is Spike smiling at him?"
Yeah.
So it's almost like I had to address the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, I got a game in half an hour. Yeah, 2 birds, right?" So I'm thinking we're gonna like just go right to the audition. He's like, "Oh, what league you playing?" Like all that stuff. And then I told him. And they didn't recognize it. Like, oh, you like Chelsea Piers? I'm like, no, not that one. Like, oh, like Basketball City? I'm like, yeah, but not that one. So then I told them the gym we played. Like, oh, I know that gym. I'm like, yeah, so you know that gym. And then that was it. Needless to say, I didn't book that. And then I found out later that they booked a white dude. Anyway, so we went through all that for nothing. Oh, but that was my unexpected moment of finally meeting Spike Lee.
Hey, you got to meet Spike Lee. And you got to talk a little bit about basketball with him, technically, because you talked to him the gym you played at. But still, it kind of counts. Yeah. So that's still a cool moment.
Yeah, and I still respect you. I agree with everything you said. But hey, he didn't want to give me his jammy.
Yeah, so that's why. See, Spike, if you'd given GK the commercial, this could have been yours, man. I mean, I know you might be an Oscar consideration this year for the excellent work you did in Black Klansman, but does it amount to a jammy? Mm-hmm. I think not.
Yep, and when your film premiered at Cannes Film Festival, guess what? I had a short film up at Cannes Film Festival too, and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna go. You know what I mean? Because one, I want Spike Lee to have that shine. You know what I mean? I want him to have this comeback shine. And two, I couldn't afford it anyway. And three, you were there during the first week when like all the paparazzi and everybody's there and you get the awards. I was there. My film premiered during the second week when there was nobody left except tumbleweeds and some beignets. So yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah. So
yeah, next.
So we'll transition and we'll go into let's do Song of the Year.
All right.
What was your Song of the Year in 2018?
All right. This was difficult, but I actually enjoyed this. All right. So, I mean, you're gonna be hard pressed to find two people who love music and just pretty much all genres of music more than us two.
Yeah.
Right. So, but I have to put like some of my individual, preferences aside, to be more like realistic as to when you remember the year, what are you really going to remember? Yeah. You know what I mean? So like, even though as much as I love, new people and people that not everybody would know, like the 1975, you're going to look at me like, what? Even though they are great. I love them dudes. Yeah, they're great. So, but I think, who had a really, really good year this year? Who? And it feels good to finally say this because it's been a long time. Yeah. I feel like R&B had a good year. Yeah. And I think the main reason R&B had a good year is because of the women, man. Mm-hmm. The women came back, like her. Yes. Love her. And that has so many double meanings. Janelle Monáe's album. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like so many people, man. Yep. And then So the biggest problem that we've had as pure R&B fans is that a lot of the R&B of the last 5 years hasn't been R&B. It's been pop or hip hop. That's like that's
masking as R&B.
Exactly.
Pretending to be R&B.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So this is finally a year where I enjoyed a lot of pure R&B. You know what I mean? Daniel Caesar, all these cats. Sabrina Claudio. Mm-hmm. My man. Even though I know I'm wrong, I still call him Six Black. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? He counts as R&B to me. You know what I mean? Like if you singing. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, so, and also, was there really a song of the summer this year? I don't think there really was one.
Yeah. I mean,
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, there was like a couple contenders, but not like a...
there wasn't like an outright one, right?
Not an outright one.
So, I think, to me, I'm going to give the 2018 Jammy to, and I'm not going to cheat. I'm not going to give it to the most Spotify. No. I'm going to give it to the most unexpected hit, like a hit that was just in your stream of consciousness or your playlist the whole year, and you didn't even realize it. Mm-hmm. And it crossed over, and it probably wasn't even supposed to, because it's just pure R&B, and everybody knows it. Yeah. So my song of the year, and getting my 2018 Jammy, is Ella Mai, Boo'd Up.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. That's a good one. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was a song that came out of nowhere.
Right. And all year. It wasn't like it just came out after the summer. No, it's been damn near all year. Yeah, and consistent. Yes. All year. In your top 10s all year.
It was crazy. I remember the first time I heard the song, it was early in the year. It was February, and I was like, "Oh, this is a pretty good joint." And they had it on one of the local New York stations here and whatever. And then I just noticed it when I was listening to Sirius XM, I would notice it. When I'm listening to my Apple Music, I would notice that they would pop up Boo'd Up on if I was streaming it or whatever. And then I was just like, "Damn, this song is everywhere." It's kind of getting really popular. And before I knew it, it was everywhere, and everybody was singing Boo'd Up. And like GK said, it completely crossed over. People of all nationalities, races, backgrounds, they love Boo'd Up. What young, old, even people like my aunts and older women knew what Boo'd Up was. They knew the song because that's how much it crossed over. And it's from this relatively unknown girl from the UK, and she blew up with that song. So it's that's definitely a great choice for Song of the Year. And it was one of my contenders for Song of the Year. There was a lot of good songs here and there, from a variety of different artists. I think like GK said, this was definitely a comeback year for R&B. You had Jacquees, he's not the king of R&B, but he had a couple of good songs out there. And then you had Pusha T, who put out some good stuff. You had Drake. You had all these different artists that were putting out really good songs.
There were so many albums this year, man.
Exactly.
Nas.
Oh my God.
The Carters.
Yeah. Oh
Kanye. My God. Kanye and Kid Cudi.
Yeah, even that Tiana Taylor album was
J.
dope.
Cole.
Yes, J. Cole. It was just like the Black Panther soundtrack.
Yeah, all the Stars was my second.
Oh yeah, All the Stars.
It was.
All the Stars was made. All the Stars is such a good song that like I said, I've watched Black Panther about
Eminem, sir.
Yeah, I've watched Black Panther about like 8, 9 times, and every time All the Stars comes on at the end, it gives me goosebumps each time because that song is so good. And like GK said, Eminem came back with that Kamikaze album, which was like crazy and had like tons of. But the song I got to go with. And I kind of hate giving it, like, my song of the year, but I can't deny the type of impact it had, like the way that it took over the world, that had like everybody, and it wasn't just like because of the song, it became viral because of like, the dances that were created for it and all that. And the song that I gotta give, and I think you might know where I'm going, GK, and I know that it's probably, and it pains me to do this, but I gotta do it because this song was everywhere, and to me, it's the undisputed song of 2018. When people think 2018, they're going to think about "In My Feelings" by Drake. Because I'm sorry, that song. Like, I went to a lot of weddings this year, including our boy Steven, who got married. Congratulations, Steven. But like, I went to 5 different weddings this year, and at every wedding I went to, when this song came on, "In My Feelings" by Drake, everybody got on the floor and started doing that stupid-ass dance that everybody online was doing, that people were getting out of their cars and nearly killing themselves to do for this challenge online because it blew up. It's like, it was just like, that song was everywhere. Like, so that's why I got to give it my 2018 Song of the Year. That's the song that 2018 is going to be remembered for.
Yeah, unfortunately. Like, at least I take into account the quality of the song.
It's a good song. It's not a great song, but it's a good song. It's catchy.
Well, I'd rather you choose that than something like, okay, like God's Plan. Yeah. God's Plan is obviously his most played song of the year.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, right? So, all right, this year's MTV VMAs was literally the lowest rated in 16 years, 17 years. So it used to be everything back in the day.
The VMAs were everything.
Anybody who was anybody had to be there, and anybody who was anybody had to watch it. That's how big it was.
Yep.
Now, not so much.
Nope.
So they created this new category called Best Video with a Message, right? And they had songs like "This Is America," which clearly has a message in a great video.
Yeah.
And they also nominated "God's Plan," Drake. What the hell is the message in God's Plan? I only love my bed and my mom. That's gonna what?
Yes.
I'm not blaming Drake for that.
Yeah.
But what in the hell?
Yeah.
What?
That's not a good choice for best song with a message. But I think out of all the Drake hit songs this year, "In My Feelings" was the most crossover, the best one, in terms of quality. It's not a great song, but I just think that it's a fun song, and I think that's why it got all the weddings popping. It got a lot of people dancing, and at the end of the day, that's what music's for. Music, you put on music sometimes to make you feel good, make you want to dance, and I think "In My Feelings" accomplished that. So that's why I got to give it the song of the year.
I'd have gone with "Nice for What" if I was going to go with Drake's song, but okay, that's us. All right, see, look, we're not going to just.
If we do a video of the year, well, no. If we
I'm clearly winning. All right, I'm clearly winning. All right, let's keep this up. Let's keep this. This one's a blowout. All right, next.
All right, so for next one, let's keep it in the realm of music. Let's do album of the year. So we talked about song. What was your favorite album? And we've had a lot to choose. There's been a lot of really good albums that have come out this year. So what is your album of 2018?
And let's spread it out. I already mentioned 1975. You know what? I'll throw another one at you that you're not even Casey Musgraves. I'll throw that out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They were Ariana Grande had an album.
Yep.
Mac Miller Swimming.
Yeah. R&P Mac.
Yeah.
That was a great album
to
go out with.
You know what I mean? XXX,
Yeah.
I didn't get it.
Yeah.
But when you listen to the album, it's clear that dude had something different. He had talent.
Yeah.
And he definitely had room to grow. Nicki Minaj came out with a banger this year.
Exactly.
But my album of the year, again, it's the same criteria. What album had you rocking all year long?
Mm-hmm.
No remixes, just I know I killed it with this album, and I'm just going to sit back and I'm just going to periodically just live my life. I'm just going to release a single, boom. Y'all have that for the next few months. Oh, you want another one? Boom. Mm-hmm. And it's the end of the year, and we're still ringing on her line. So my album of the year, And I think she is my first ever 3-time Jammy winner. I think she's won a Jammy for me every year.
Yep.
Yeah. So my album of the year, for just same criteria at the last category, I'm going with Cardi B, Invasion of Privacy.
That's a really great choice, and the reason I gotta say it's a great choice is because we knew that Cardi was like she put out some bangers last year. She had Bodak Yellow,
and she had Motorsport. That was
exactly.
it.
She had Motorsport.
That was it. Like, okay, gimmick over.
Exactly. So everyone's like, okay, 1-hit wonder, 2-hit wonder, she's done. Like no one thought whatever, and they knew that an album was coming, but they figured that the album would just highlight Bodak Yellow and just kind of like try to feed off the popularity of that
with like some filler.
Exactly, with some filler, just to kind of sell some albums. But this album was a banger. Like from Get Up 10 to and she had the Ring with Kalani, which is a dope song. She got the Like It Like That. That might have been the song of the summer.
It might have been.
Like It Like That. That was a song. That
J
song.
Balvin,
oh my God. Yeah. That introduced like a whole other section to reggaeton. People who've never heard reggaeton in their life were bumping
Through Your Phone.
Exactly.
Girls Like You.
Exactly.
I mean, it's not the album, but
she was on the Maroon 5
she can
album.
Flow.
Exactly.
She's for real. For real.
Cardi B got talent. Like people, like I know that people just see the attitude and all that and think she's a gimmick. No, Cardi B got talent. Like don't be fooled. The girl knows how to flow, and and that album proved it. That album from beginning to end was entertaining. So
she screamed her own name during sex. Son, I was
exactly.
Like, what? But I'm saying, but it's not just me. It's not even just like hip hop lovers. Like that she crossover. It's hard to be rap crossover. Like if you really think about it, right?
Yeah.
There are some people who figured out the game and they're the Drakes of the world where they kind of plan it like that. And then there are people like DMX, so like that wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah.
We weren't supposed to be singing "Party Up" at bar mitzvahs. or at senior citizen homes at bingo.
Exactly.
That was not supposed to happen.
Yep.
But Cardi B is that.
Yep.
Cardi B has people of all ages aside from all four corners of the globe. If you still think it's flat, that's the impact she has. And y'all care so much about her social life and her breakups and her babies and all that stuff. Like she became a real star, but she showed y'all she has talent.
Yep, exactly.
So that's my album of the year.
Yeah, that's a great album of the year. There was so much. This is probably the hardest category that like out of all the categories we're going to do for the Jammies, this was the one that took me the most to figure it out because I had it down to like about 5 albums. And it took me forever to get it down to 2. So it was like Cardi B's Invasion of Privacy, Pusha T's Daytona album, Nas's album that he came out with. Exactly. The Adam and Eve joint that he had with Dream and there's so many bangers on that song. That's an underrated album that doesn't get talked about enough. And then the other 2 albums that like really made an imprint on me was Dirty Computer by Janelle Monáe and Golden Hour by Casey Musgraves. So those were the 5 albums. And then the 2 that I got it down to was Golden Hour and Dirty Computer. So between Casey Musgraves and Janelle Monáe, and I listened to both of them, like again, because I'm like, which of these do I like more? And it was really hard because I love both albums. But I ultimately had to go with, for my 2018 Jammy Album of the Year, I got to go with Casey Musgraves with Golden Hour.
Wow!
Because that...
Whoa! That is an upset.
Because I've liked Casey Musgraves from when she first came out, and that's like saying a lot, because although I love all genres of music, probably my least favorite was country. I mean, I listened to it. I like Reba McEntire. I like me some Garth Brooks. But beyond that, I don't really listen to a lot of country. But Casey Musgraves, when she came out with a song called Follow Your Arrow from her first album. And I was like, wow, this is a great song. I even played it for my wife. And my wife, Jen, shout out to my beautiful wife, Jen, and my beautiful daughter, Juliet. My wife, Jen, heard that song and she loved it so much she got a tattoo with some of the lyrics on her with the arrow because she loved that song so much because that's how talented Casey Musgraves is. And then she came out with her second album, her follow-up album, which was also very good. Another very good album. But I feel like this is the album where she put it all together. She fused like country, rock, R&B. She fused like all these different elements into one amazing album. She had a song called Velvet Elvis. Like, and somehow, and you know, as a black man, like with the term Elvis, I'm just instantly like, what the hell is this song going to be about? But it is somehow an amazing song. Like the whole album, beginning to end, is just like an easy, great listen. So that's why, and it was hard. Because Dirty Computer by Janelle Monáe, make no mistake, is an amazing album. And if that wins Album of the Year, I will not be upset at the Grammys. Because my girl Janelle, she put Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys on the intro track. And that wasn't even the dopest song on the joint. She had so many good songs on that. But I got to go with Casey Musgraves because that album, I could listen to that album all day on repeat and not be disappointed. So Casey Musgraves, Golden Hour, my 2018 Jammy of the year.
My mind is blown. Wait, all right. So you're telling me you got Jen to listen to it, and she got a tattoo with the lyrics of one of the songs?
Yeah. Well, from Casey's first album.
Damn, y'all are in love.
Yeah, because she like listened to it. Because the whole premise of the song "Follow Your Arrow" is basically like, don't listen to what other people have to say about you. People are always going to try and steer you your own way. You have to follow your arrow and do what you believe. And like the way that Casey uses the analogies in that song is perfect. Because she's saying like, if you go to church, they're going to say that you're you're self-righteous. And if you don't go to church, they're going to say you're a heathen. So whatever you do, just do what you want to do. Stop listening to other people. And Jen, my wife Jen, took that to heart, and that's why she got a tattoo of it, because she always felt like people were trying to steer her one direction or the other. And something that I always told her, I said, you got to listen to yourself, babe. And she listened to that song, and she said, that's a great message. And that's why she got that tattoo. But the thing is that Casey Musgraves is an amazing songwriter. Like, all of her songs, like from the first album to the second album, were really good. But this third album is when it just like if you have not listened to Casey Musgraves yet, do yourself a favor and download some of her songs, because she is going to go down as one of the best like artists of this generation. Like, people are going to come back to her later on and realize what a phenomenal talent she is. So that's why I have to give her my Jammy album of the year.
Wow. Love goals. Meanwhile, for me, it's a lonely weekend. Yeah. I know Casey Musgraves too. And also, shout out, just an overall honorable mention, Jammy, to my man Post Malone. Post Malone, man, I feel like you have arrived, brother. Like, I feel like if you're not next, you're now. Like, I feel like you have an artistry. I feel like you could be like Bruno Mars. I feel like you have all that potential. I feel like your canvas is still so blank. Yeah. And there's all these different genres and crossover things and things that you can play around with and do and discover. I think you're only growing, bro. Like, you know, like Beer Bonds and Bentleys, like I probably played your album the most. Yeah. And I probably played your tracks the most. Like, and since White Iverson, like, I really feel like you're next. I feel like you're generational, bro. So I just want to throw that in there.
I definitely gotta say, Post Malone like won me back, because for a while Post Malone was on the list of Julian, like, and if you're a wrestling fan, you know the list of Jericho, what that means. That means like the S list, like the list that you don't want to be on or whatever. And he was on my list because he would constantly, when people try to label him as a hip hop artist, he was like, well, I'm not really hip hop. So I felt like he was just another white dude that was trying to take advantage of hip hop and, like, you know, to make money or whatever. But I realized the reason that he said that is because he's not really hip hop. He's like a bunch of different genres, and he didn't want to be labeled as it's not that he doesn't appreciate hip hop and that he doesn't, like, you know, love hip hop. It's just that he didn't want to be labeled as just another white rapper, when it's a thing where he has all these other, and like listening to Beer Bongs and Bentleys and listening to some of his other songs, I got it. I was like, okay, I get where you're coming from now, Post. You're off the list, because I get what you were trying to say. It's not like, oh, I'm not a hip-hop artist like because that music is beneath me. It's like, I'm not a hip-hop artist because I'm all these other things. I'm not just focused on hip-hop. I'm focused on, and I feel like that in general is where a lot of music is going, because I feel like a lot of the kids growing up in this generation now, they grew up with all these different genres of music, and they're more open to music. Like, you know, when we were younger, it was kind of a thing where people tried to pigeonhole you. Like, white kids listen to rock, black kids listen to rap, like, you know, Spanish kids listen to Spanish music. Like, it was like they were trying to, like, have kids listen to, like, what they were supposed to listen to. But I think, like, you know, people like myself and GK, like, we listened to whatever we wanted to. Like, I remember getting made fun of as a kid when I, like, told my black friends that I listened to, like, rock music. And they're like, oh, why are you listening to that white boy music? And it's like, because I like it. It's music. It's like, it shouldn't matter who makes it. It's if you enjoy it. And I think that this generation of kids are getting that. And it's like, that's why you'll see, like, rock influences in a lot of the rap music today. You'll see rap influences in a lot of the rock and the pop of today. It's like they're borrowing from genres because they realize music is music, and if you can fuse music together to create a unique sound that sounds good to the people, then go for it. Like, you know, and that's what it is, and that's what I think Post Malone exemplifies, and that's why I think he's like definitely an artist to look for going forward.
Yeah, it's growth, man. I mean, no more please no more basketball related songs, nigga. I feel like Monte. He sang songs about Monte Ellis like 2 years after he was already out of the league. Like, so I mean, like, shout out, thank you, keep going.
Yep.
Keep growing.
Yep.
All right. And reggae. Can you listen? Like right now, reggaeton's more popular than us. Than our, can we come back?
Can we come back?
Reggae,
Reggae, please. Yes, I need
please,
dancehall reggae
please,
to come
please,
back.
man.
That was my joint going up. I used to go to the Bootleg Man. Like in the Bronx, he'd have a like give me 2 for $5 CDs that were full of nothing but reggae joints that I could pump, and we don't have that anymore.
Yeah,
we need more great reggae music. You know what? Make reggae great again.
Come on,
That's what I want.
After TC Youngins, man.
So let's get into the last jammy of this session. So the jammy that we're going to talk about now is best TV show of the year. So GK, what was your favorite TV show to watch in 2018?
All right, that's the best way to put it. Favorite TV show to watch.
Yeah.
All right. See, I like. Man, it's just a whole different time now, man. Like like I'm still old school. I'm still paying out the buttocks for cable because I just refuse to to have my ways changed for me. Maybe I'll eventually sell out and I'll get Sling or something. I still need my live stuff. Like I'm a moments guy.
Yeah.
All right, but there's too many shows.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no way to watch all the shows. There's none.
Too many.
You can say that you do, but you don't.
No way.
Just like you see, hey, I heard all the albums. No, you didn't.
No.
All right. So yeah, it's like you said. Which show that I enjoy watching? Mm-hmm. Now, as far as new shows, there weren't that many new shows that got on my radar.
Yeah.
But there was this one new show that presented something different. Now, I did enjoy shows, but they'd already been on, like Atlanta Robin season.
Yeah.
Like This Is Us is back. Insecure. But these are but they're not. It's not their first run.
Yeah.
But there was a show on HBO, and HBO usually does it right.
Yeah.
Where they presented someone who was familiar to me.
Yeah.
But was presented in a completely unfamiliar way than anything that he's known for. Mm. And next year he's gonna get rewarded for all this. Mm-hmm. So my show of the year is about this weird idea about a former soldier turned hitman for hire who finds a sudden love for acting.
Yeah.
So, starring Bill Hader.
Yep.
Yes, SNL's Bill Hader. And Henry Winkler already winning awards as like the C-list acting instructor. My show of the year, and I did not expect this, my show of the year that I actually watched every episode as it aired live is Barry. That's my jammy.
See, I can't.
They even have a bar in LA called Residuals, right? Where actors go, and if you get those 36, if you could show them your 36-cent visual checks for 1-800 Collect commercial or whatever it is, you'll get a free drink at the bar.
Oh,
and then I looked it up. I'm like, because I'm an actor, I know about this life. I'm like, wait, is that bar real? And I looked it up. It is. It somehow in this weird way encompasses the really weird and sometimes very sad life that we live as actors, and to top that with this hitman storyline, and it's Bill Hader of all people. I'm sorry, man. I just didn't see it coming, and boom.
See, so I can't comment on that one too much because, like you said, there's so much TV shows. That's one that's been on my radar because I've heard about how great it is, but I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. But I've heard that Barry is really good, so that's definitely one that's on my to-do list because, like GK touched upon, this is like a crazy era when it comes to TV shows because there's so many platforms for TV shows. Now, back in the day, you had you had your big 4 or 5 networks, and then you had your HBOs, your Showtimes, that would put out shows as well. But now, literally every network wants to have their own original TV shows. And then on top of all the cable channels having their own show, you got Netflix, you got you got Hulu, you got Amazon, you got all these places that have all these shows. It's impossible to keep up with all the TV out there because they said there's something the amount of TV shows increased by 600% over the last 5 years because of all the different platforms that are out there. So there were a lot of shows that I did watch this year that I thought were phenomenal. I watched Homecoming, that was on Amazon Prime, that had Julia Roberts. That was an amazing show. Highly recommended. I watched The Good Place, which won my Jammy for last year, and it had an amazing season 2. So that was also one that was in consideration. There was Bodyguard that was on Netflix. That was like a UK import. That's like an amazing, amazing show. Like it's just like one of the better shows I've watched in the last couple of years. So there's all these shows and also like all the returning shows that I watched that are also of high quality. Like and even like new shows that I got into, like A Million Little Things on ABC that I thought was a really good show.
Yeah.
Yeah, that show grabbed me and I loved it. And there was all these other shows that have come out, but the show that won my 2018 Jammy for TV Show of the Year is a show. It's a returning show, but I feel like what they did with this season is they took an already excellent show and they took it to another level because with the storyline, with the way that it's unique, is unlike anything I've ever seen on TV before, which is like a big accomplishment because TV has all these different ideas. There's all these different things and weird shows like Twin Peaks and like all these different shows that like are great shows. But
Queer Eye?
No, not Queer Eye.
Jersey Shore?
No, not Jersey Shore. But the show that I'm giving my 2018 Jammy to is Atlanta. Robin season because this the other seasons of Atlanta I've watched and I've thoroughly enjoyed. I thought that they were great, but this season I thought was just phenomenal because not only did it show the ensemble, but each main person of the cast had their own special story that just took you into the wacky, crazy world of these people living in Atlanta. You had Paperboy who just wanted to get a damn haircut that couldn't get a haircut for anything.
Wow.
And it's that episode you had no idea where it was going, all over the place. You had Ern's girlfriend, who I can't remember the name of right now, for some reason my mind went blank. But she went to a party with a bunch of friends to a secret Drake party, and she was just trying to make it.
Zazie Beetz.
Yeah, Zazie Beetz. And I forgot her name on the show, but her whole goal was to just get a selfie with Drake, just because she had such a crap year, and she just wanted to end it on a high note by getting a selfie of Drake at his mansion, and it was just all this stuff. Then you had
Teddy Perkins.
Exactly, and then you had the Teddy Perkins episode, which was one of the most bizarre, weirdest, but interesting hours of television that I've watched in the past couple of years. Because I'm just what the hell is going on in this episode? And then to find out that it was Donald Glover that played Teddy Perkins just blew my mind even more and just showed you the immense amount of talent that this man has. And then even just smaller episodes Ern just trying to spend a damn $100 bill being a black man, and he's just going everywhere trying to spend it, and no place will break it for him. So it's just it just took these bizarre detours that it just enthralled me episode to episode. They even had an episode about a fake FUBU jersey, which if you're a black kid, that's real life shit, man. That's you couldn't get caught with the fake gear, because if you got the fake gear and it could look real as hell, but you were sweating on the inside that some kid was going to try and check your label, and you had to avoid that by all means necessary. That's real life for a lot of kids out there. It's especially kids of my era, when bootlegging was at the forefront, where my mom was well, why do you need to get that Nike sweatshirt for $50 when this man's selling the same thing that looks exactly the same for $10? So it's and I had to go to school with that, and I had to make sure I didn't get caught, because then you would get clowned for the rest of the year. So it's just taking little storylines like that is I kind of think that it opens up the black experience, but not just the black experience. I think the human experience, and anybody of any race or can enjoy those stories, because they're just so. That's why I had to give Atlanta my 2018 TV Show of the Year, because it's just the stories that it told were just amazing.
Florida Man.
Yeah. Florida Man, that's a real thing.
They brought back Cat Williams.
Yeah,
he's actually getting an award now, man.
Yes,
that's a comeback no one.
Yeah.
Yo, I didn't know the run out rules, son. I didn't know that if you go to a shoe store and you run out with all the merchandise, they legally can't run out and chase you.
I learned that. Yo, I literally
did not know that.
I was watching that episode with Jen, and she actually said, "Is that a real thing?" And I said, "I don't know." And we Googled it, and it's a real thing. Yeah. It's I'm not going to go start running out of shoe stores now with stuff, but I mean, for people out there, that might be something interesting for you to know. If you go to a shoe store and run out with it, they can't run after you. That's a crazy tidbit that I never even knew of. Yeah. So just Atlanta, entertaining and educational.
Yep. Speaking of Robin season, they got a lot of award snubs.
Exactly. They should have been nominated for a lot more.
What are you gonna do? Yep.
Yeah. So that concludes part 3, right? Of the
That's part 1, bro.
this is part 1 of the pop culture.
Yeah.
But we already did the wrestling one, so this is part 3 overall.
Yeah, but it's part 1 of the pop culture.
All right, so fine. We'll keep it separate. This is part 1 of the culture, part 3 overall of the 2018 Jammies. So come back to us next time, where we're going to discuss things like Woman of the Year, like biggest moment, sports moment of the year, and we're going to talk about all that. So
and vote for me. Yeah. I was right. I won this. I won this one.
I don't know about that. Listen to Casey Musgraves and then see how you feel. All right. So for GK, this is Julian, Wakanda Forever, and Jamaica Alpha out.